I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Davis.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Stoops.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Sukasar. Sukas W. Absent.
Make a motion to choose Joseph.
Support. Parker.
Yes.
Stoops.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Wilson. Sukasar.
Yes.
Sukas W. Absent. Davis.
Yes.
All right, comments for the administration? You have anything, Don? You've been working on budget, that's about it, right? Yeah. Do you have anything, Mark?
Yes, I do have. I don't know, I'll pass that down. This one.
This is the
30-foot floor
30-foot
drain.
floor drain in the,
Blackout in the DPW.
in the DPW. It's salt, you know, it's metal, so salt eventually gets to it after
18 years.
18 years.
So it's rusted out.
It's totally rusted out. It's time to do some maintenance on it. Bart got a couple quotes.
I have 2 quotes here. I have one for from Delecki Welding for $800 and one from Able Custom Welding for $1,025.
What was the name of the company for 800?
Delecki?
Delecki, D-E-L-E-C-K-E.
Okay, Delecki.
He's the one that did some thawing of the pipe, and he's done welding for us in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
It's 800,
Yes.
and you want to do it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody have any questions on it? Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we,
And it will be split, I'm sorry, it will be split 50 from the water and sewer and DPW.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve Delecki for $800 to repair the water drains.
Support. Stoops.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Sukasar.
Yes.
Sukas W. Absent. Davis.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes. All right. Anything else, Bart?
We did have a water review. They've done a little bit different. We're not gonna get any type of notice or everything looked good, so I'm just relaying it to you.
So now they just give you a thumbs up?
Thumbs up, we got thumbs up, yeah.
What review?
It's a water review, yeah, from the DEQ. And I think that's it at this time.
Okay. The roads will be swept before
This weekend.
Memorial Day, so it should happen sometime this week. The county's coming up and sweeping the main roads. In the process, are you talking to somebody from
I'm
Macomb
meeting,
County?
Cole County Road Commission out there on tomorrow actually.
So it may be while they're up here doing their maintenance. and
They're gonna
stuff.
decide tomorrow. I guess it goes within so many feet of the right of way. It depends on how many feet it is, whose responsibility it is.
There's been a couple complaints online on our lovely Facebook page about the danger of some of the trees that hang over Main Street. And Jessica took it upon herself to call the road commission and talk to them and have them come up and look at M19 and make sure, first of all, that none of them are dangerous and could injure people, but if they are, to remove them if they're the road commission's responsibility. So they're coming up tomorrow to do that.
Yeah, they do a review and then they'll send a tree crew out.
Okay.
I noticed here at the park, that big tree in the park needs some trimming. Got a lot of dead, big branches.
Well, that would be all on us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't have to call them out for that.
No, but I'm just bringing up the, you know.
Yeah, I was staring at it for too many years. I just gotta go over there and drop them. I don't think you even have to hire anybody to do it, so.
It takes two
Not the trees, I'm talking some of the
The
branches.
branches.
Anything else?
Like, yeah, my shoulder with the chain.
Do you have anything, Chief? Anything else?
2 things.
Okay.
I just wanted to thank everyone that came out last Monday for the dedication ceremony. Despite the rain, we had about 50
Wow.
or so people come out. And also wanted to remind everyone about the Memorial Day Parade. Monday,
Monday. 10
o'clock.
10 o'clock. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it? All right. Moving on. of the agenda.
Just like to make one change, put on number 5, eliminate that last section, please, fire cluster. And for the change, I make a motion, we adopt the agenda as presented.
Support. Weaver,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Lukasar,
Yes.
Lucas W. absent, Davis,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Stoops.
Yes.
All right. Hopefully you all had a chance to go over the regular meeting minutes of May 6, 2014. Some of the more colorful language was not in here that was in the meeting.
That's good. From what I heard.
Make short and sweet.
Yeah. So if there's no changes, I'd entertain a motion to accept this.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Support.
Wilson,
Yes.
Lukasar,
Yes.
Lucas W. absent, Davis,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Stoops,
Yes.
Weaver.
Yep. Communication, there was none. Unfinished business. Councilmember Wilson is going to discuss the proposed city charter changes that him and I have discussed at length.
Yeah, we've had a few meetings on this. I'm going to table this to later. I'm not going to make a date. We cannot get this on, to vote on by this November anyway. And otherwise, we've spent quite a bit of time on it over the last few years. We talked about it many years ago too. However, we want to review it again, Dan and I, and if we do make do something on it, we'll try to get it on the election a year from November. So I just, if anyone wants to make any input on this, I'd appreciate that too, but we won't do it at this time, so.
The one thing that we see in the way the rules are written, every single change that we make has to be voted on separately. So if we were to make the list of changes that we had discussed, we would have 7 or 8 things on our ballot, which we definitely don't want to do. We want to ease people into this and have them be able to be educated on the issue itself and bring certain things in at certain times and phase in all the changes. So we need to figure out which ones are most important and bring those forward and make the changes properly. And the other thing is, we may get some feedback on our charter from the company that's doing the recodification of our laws, as well as they're looking at the charter as well. So, I mean, we want to make sure we do everything right the first time, and there's no reason to spin our wheels and do something that might not be right.
Yeah, there's, you change the charter by 2 ways. One's revision and one's amendment. We've already made 2 changes in the charter since I've been on by amendment. Revision is much more complicated. It first has to be voted by the council, then you have to appoint charter members, which cannot be members of the council. And so that also has to be voted on the people. It's a much more involved process, I think. And by the way, this was looked back on, I think it was 1991. This was looked into to do that. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, right here, just 2 years it's been going on already.
it has, we have, actually, we've looked, the biggest issue on this is the limitation of the $300 that was put in 1953. And we wanted to raise that up to 1,000. But I think we'll look at this a little more detail. Dan and I had a discussion.
So if we change that 300 to 1,000, Brett could have written fixed his drain well.
Right.
Yes, he could.
And one of the other things
Yeah.
that we need to do is make it somehow capable of changing in the future without going back to a vote.
Yeah, that particular issue should be changed instead of going through what we have to do by having it voted on the people. That should be able to change by ordinance or something.
So we'll just table this.
So we're going to table it. We'll address this issue maybe late this year or early next year.
All right, next issue is Fire Department Mutual Aid Box Alarm System Agreement. Mavis, what? I don't think we have to, no action right now.
There's no action this time.
We already voted on this Mavis to join. We just did not vote on the actual agreement. So we've already basically done this without all the paperwork, and we just need a vote to get me to sign the paperwork. So if I can get a motion to sign it and make this contract.
What exactly is it?
It's a mutual aid
Yeah.
that's broader than the county.
Yeah.
We're in the mutual aid group for the county, but this is that one where we'll travel across the state if necessary, if it's a huge disaster. But, yeah, exactly.
And being a volunteer fire department, that probably wouldn't happen, but you might be called further out than what we are now. I would think that'd be correct, wouldn't it, Jeff?
As I understand it, yes.
Yeah. So I talked to,
You guys a member of the Mavis?
No, Mavis is, we have mutual aid agreements for EMS. They're actually in EMS law are required by the state of Michigan.
Okay.
So we don't have an option but to have mutual aid agreements. Local fire departments and local communities can sign mutual aid agreements, but they're not, required. So this is a choice. Having said that, it's done. I don't want to speak for your fire chief, but it's been done by most of the other departments around you. So this isn't an unusual, request that the Memphis Fire
Yeah.
Department.
So can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to sign this agreement.
Support.
Zupas, W. absent Davis,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Stoops,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Zupas, R.
Yes.
Next is the new business, Richmond Lennox EMS fiscal year 2014-2015 contract. The fees didn't go up any.
No,
Same.
Mr. Mayor and Council, for introduction purposes, I'm Jeff White. I know there's a couple new councilmen there, and I haven't been here, I don't think, since you've been in office. So I run the local EMS. I've run it for the last 25 years here. The EMS has been serving Memphis since about 1975. So we've been around quite a while at this point in time. Your ambulance here in Memphis comes from school section in M19. So even though the name says Richmond on it, it doesn't come from all the way in downtown Richmond. It comes from our station there, just a few miles south of the city. We operate just a little bit different than your fire department in that our people are paramedics, and they're there around the clock. So our station has people in it all the time, as opposed to the park paid professionals we have here in Memphis that respond into the station when a call comes.
Now, I don't want to cause problems. I do have a real quick question. Do the surrounding governments also pay annual fee, like Riley Township? Do they pay an annual fee for the?
Right now, Riley and Wales and Columbus do not pay annual fees to the EMS the way the city does. That's years and years before I was ever the EMS chief here. The St. Clair County paid a very small stipend for those three communities, and all the other communities in St. Clair County. St. Clair County eliminated that stipend probably 10 years ago. We never went back after the individual communities for that, primarily because in those communities, unlike the incorporated cities, if you will, in those individual communities, they don't have any ability to raise revenue. They get their 1 mil reduced by heavily to whatever that is, and that's the total amount that they get. And so for the couple of $1,000s that would have been involved in providing them a charge, we decided not to go after that. And I will tell you that residents in the city of Memphis pay less for their ambulance bill because you pay that $3,000. So a Riley, Wales, Columbus Township resident pays considerably more for their ambulance bill than does a Memphis resident who the city charges $3,000 for. We could certainly eliminate
No, that justifies it.
the
In my mind,
3,000, but then we would raise the individual residents rate up a little bit on what we're charging them. And so it's kind of just which pocket you want the money to come from.
I've been on here, I don't know, 18 years or so, and we've always had this, so I'm certainly.
Well, that's just, I heard talking about, well, you guys are the only ones up there that are paying this, but.
Actually, the city of Richmond pays, and as does, now Richmond Township and Lennox Township actually own the service, pay about, between the two of them, almost $600,000 EMS.
Yeah, they
right?
pay a lot, yeah.
So they're in for a considerable, considerable amount of money, so.
Well, you guys have always done a great service for the community and for our citizens, and the $3,000 is just a drop in the bucket. It's been the same for years and years. I think it was, it's only gone up from 2,800, I think. from
Yeah, actually,
12 years
we
ago.
were up as high as 3,500, and we backed that down last year to 3,000, and then this
Right.
year, we kind of held the line on it, so, so actually it's come down in price as opposed to going up over the last, few years. Just for information purposes, in case the council's curious, we got 104 calls, emergency calls in the city limits last year, and our average response time to those was 5 minutes, so.
Fantastic. All right. Can I get a motion to sign the contract, or did I do that?
I'll make a motion that we sign the contract with CMS in the amount of $3,000.
Yep.
Davis,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Stoops,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes,
Wilson,
Yes.
Sukasar,
Yes.
Zukas W. absent.
thank you.
Thank you. I got another meeting to be at this evening, so I'm gonna,
Have a good one there, Jeff.
thank you all.
Yep.
Have a good night,
Thank
see
you.
you, Memorial Day, it's just right around the corner.
All right.
All right, next, burning dates extension. Due to the rainy weather, I am asking the council's permission to extend the burning dates 2 more weeks until June 1st, 2014. For advertising again, I would like to just put it on Facebook by word of mouth and the city website as well. We just need a motion, if that's okay, and it has been sopping wet.
I'll make a motion.
I'll support it.
Parker,
Yes.
Stoops,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Sukasar,
Yes.
Zukas W. absent, Davis.
Yes.
Next is administration memo, budget amendments. This is one thing for the transfer out of equipment replacement fund, the 45,000 for the sale of the truck. And the other is municipal infractions, changing the number there. It's just a number change. So can I get a motion to make the budget amendments from administrative memo number 8?
I'll make the motion that we accept these budget amendments as presented. Support.
Stoops,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Sukasar,
Yes.
Zukas W. absent, Davis,
Yes.
Parker.
Yes. All right, next is Office of Macomb County Treasurer Tax Tribunal Refund Agreement. This is a new way that they're handling tax tribunal refunds. And Donna, do you want to tell more about this?
It's just for when, people pay at the county after we're done taking taxes. They usually send us a check and then we distribute it to the schools and everywhere it's gotta go. Instead, they will distribute it.
Save your
And
time.
they'll just send us our share, yeah, save time.
So, can I get a motion to sign that agreement with them?
I'll make that motion.
Support?
Support.
Thank you.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Sukasar,
Yes.
Zukas W. absent, Davis,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Stoops.
Yes.
All right, next is police committee meeting. We're discussing,
Took off.
no, we only took off the purpose. We're
Oh,
actually discussing full-time
oh.
employee that would have been requested by the police department.
All right. We decided that with the new, 2 new gas stations coming online along with a new bar in town, that we need to have more coverage hours. And the best way to do that is to hire a full-time police officer. We haven't had a full-time police officer other than the chief for a few years now, and we need to do that. Now that we have these new entities coming online, to keep our citizens safe.
The only thing I want to kind of be careful of is getting locked into having to fight to not have a full-time employee again if we ever need to for budget restraints.
Right.
So I don't know if we need to call it an interim full-time position or a,
We can make it part of the letter of understanding that at any time, for any reason, that full-time position could be eliminated.
As budget allows.
Yeah, I think, just for some of the non-council, we went through this a few years ago. We were severe budget problems with expenses exceeding revenue, and so we eliminated the full-time police officer we had at that time, and we had considerable expense because we had to hire a lawyer that was competent in union law, labor law, I should say. And we eventually, it ended up that we were not compelled to have a full-time police officer by our contract. As the mayor just mentioned, I think it behooves us either in a memorandum or understanding or how the motion is made that we do have the option at council's discretion, depending on our budgets, to eliminate the full-time position. I think the chief has someone in mind right now that we would not need our insurance, so that would save up to $25,000 a year possibly. And if somehow he resigned, we would not want to be held into having to have another full-time police officer that may need, because once they're full-time, they have to be covered by insurance. So we would definitely want the option, and it can be done by either one, as I just mentioned.
So,
The cost, by the way, of this, just for your own edification, just for wages alone would add $4,160 to our budget, plus FICA, which would be another 7.6, 4,000. It add another, if you had it over a part-time officer, if you had that covered by a part-time officer, which the coverage you have, it would increase our cost by $4,160.
Now she's got down 30.
Yes, it
two,
would.
right?
Yeah, but you're already covered with a part-time officer at $13.50
So
an
if you
hour.
take away the.
So your
13
additional wage would be $4,160 for 40 hours a week. I mean, for 2,000.
over the 32 hours a week?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah,
you're saying?
yeah, over the, yeah, see the difference. Your full-time right now is what, 20, I mean, your part-time is what, 28, 29 hours or something like that?
They're all limited at
Or,
28.
28, yeah.
How many part-time do you have?
So much more, Mary?
Pardon?
Much more.
4,160, plus
Right
FICA.
now,
Not counting.
well, with Terry 4.
So you go
Yeah.
3 part-time and 1 full-time.
We will be saving some money on the
Yeah.
chief by, the chief's gonna be leaving our health insurance.
That's correct.
Right.
Now, I'm only saying that, those figures, by the way, Chief, those figures, by the way, are assuming that you'd be covering those hours with part-time. Now, if you're gonna cover additional hours, of course, then that makes a difference. So I don't know what so those figures I give you may not be right. What I'm saying, if you're already covering X amount of hours, if those hours are still gonna be covered, but say they're covered, like, those be covered with your full-time officer rather than the part-time officer. Now, if you're covering additional hours, of course, that figures I give you won't be right. So I don't know what, I guess you gotta figure those hours out and so on. And maybe we can look at it tomorrow night or whenever in our budget, meetings, but.
I guess the way that I did the budget for the part-time officers was allowing 8 shifts within 7 days. So that would still give us the coverage until 3 AM for 6 days.
So what because I know you have a hard time getting enough part-time officers, so what you're saying then, we'll be covering the same amount of hours, but you'll have that full-time employee rather than a part-time. Is that what you're saying?
No, we'll have extended
We'll have
coverage.
extended coverage.
So you're gonna have more hours covered.
Right.
Correct.
Well, then the figures I give you aren't correct then.
Is there any way we can have cold patch put in the back of all your cars as well?
Smart track maybe.
I guess then
We need to look at the numbers, whatever
I
it is,
gotta look
I
at the
mean,
numbers then, to
if-
see what's it gonna cost.
I mean, if you had $4,000,
I assumed we were covering, because she has a harder time getting part-time officers to cover. I assumed this full-time officer would then take up some of those hours, but instead of paying, and also, 28, in other words, you wouldn't be covering any more hours, but it'd just be covered by a full-time officer. In other words, you'd have 40 hours covered automatically because you got a full-time officer. And we'd be
Well,
paying
with-
$2 more an hour So, so 2,080 hours, you're talking, so you can figure it out.
Oh, I see what he's saying,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's not.
And so if that's what you're not
Yeah,
saying,
no, they're not.
No,
then that's an entirely different ballgame.
Well, here's the thing, if, what is it, $15 an hour about? Is that what it is?
1550.
So, I mean, if he has 10 extra hours a week, that's $150 a week.
Well, I don't know how many-
That's
I-
70,
Yeah.
7,500 a week.
Well, I don't
a year,
know how
worst
many it
case
is.
scenario.
I guess we'd have,
No, that's not what she's saying, no. You got your part-time scheduled where they want it this year, right, this coming year?
The new year?
The thing you gave me on the budget.
budget.
is-
The new year.
And then if we get a new one, you're just gonna add more hours, so it'd be an extra
So it'd be
31,200,
so it
correct?
actually-
I believe the full-time officer would be
Yes.
the afternoon shift.
$31,000.
Yeah, it will
Change
be
your budget.
31,200 plus a
That's
FICA.
already in there.
No, it's not in the budget, you told me not to put the new one in until they vote on it. I didn't put the new officer in there.
Oh.
is it in there or not in there?
It's
It's
not,
not in there.
Well, see, then you're talking that, what is it, 32,000 plus another 7.65%, right?
With
So
finance.
that's another, what, $3,000?
That would be good.
So 31, 34, you're talking between 34 and 35,000. That's
Yeah.
significant.
There's no way you get that, just in
That is significant.
salary.
Yeah, and right
Chief, how
now,
many
I think
hours
the FICA, that would already be
does
covered in
each,
there,
part-time officer need?
based on that.
on what now?
In a week,
Mhm.
they work 28 hours.
Oh, 28, okay.
I tell you what, could
So
you
right
put,
now,
could
in
you
the
put
budget,
this,
without the full-time officer in the budget, you don't have the hours covered that you're covering this year. Or you do. And you're gonna add a whole 40 hours of coverage.
per week?
Right, so we can
Exactly.
still
We're only
have,
adding 12 extra hours.
No,
No.
we're
No,
not.
she's talking about adding a whole 40
we're
hours
adding
of
40
coverage.
more
Yeah, see, that's,
hours a week, so it would be almost day and night.
could
She
you,
said she was eliminating a part-timer.
yeah, well,
he's going to full-time.
yeah,
Yeah, but you're not replacing him though.
No,
See?
So you're
No.
going from 30, or 28 hours to 40 hours, so you're really
Yeah.
only gaining that much.
Right, 12 hours is all
Well,
you're gaining.
Okay, so that's.
So
Uh,
part of that money's in the budget then, cause you did for
Yeah.
part-time.
I think, I gotta see the figures.
Yeah, we'll have to look at it. This is,
I
this
tell
is
you
too
what,
much to go over
If you
right
put,
here.
if you put the figures
Put it together
together,
for tomorrow, and we'll hash it out.
Yeah, this is too much to go over yet. Well, I don't know that it even needs to be tabled. Here's the thing. Do we want to pursue a full-time employee? The police department says yes.
But they wanna
it-
know,
yes,
guess
I gotta
what?
know the
I mean,
figure, I have to know the figures.
We could do it tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah.
Can we do it before budget meeting
do it-
to
we can do it
decide?
tomorrow.
Okay, well then let's put it in the budget meeting.
But I gotta know the
I did it
figures.
on my budget sheet.
I know you do, that's why I don't have to worry about it,
Okay,
because I got you sitting next to me. I'm sure you'll make sure those numbers are right, Larry.
okay.
Gotta have enough.
All right, other new business from the mayor. The land purchase, of the land for the taxes across from the park. The committee, what did you guys?
Advisory committee, decided we should go ahead and get that property, and it's not gonna cost us a small amount.
Too late.
We really don't need
I don't know
to,
if that was June or mid-June we have to have it by.
What's that?
That land,
Oh, the wetland?
yeah, across from, like with the little park area, across from the river.
Well, if that, it can be voted on,
Yeah, it can be voted on. The committee recommends that
I,
we pursue it.
I don't,
Okay.
I don't think we should, but.
What we'll
How
do
you get
is-
to- How you gonna get to this land?
I don't know.
live here.
This is what we suggested, that we purchase it at this point. That way it's not sitting in county's hands, it's our hands. We're not planning on doing anything with it at this point in time because it is a landlocked section. But at some future point, it could be useful to us for whatever reason. If the properties that butt up to it go into the same predicament, we would be able to get the two and do another one.
The odd part is on the map that they sent us, it looked landlocked. On this map up here, it looks like it has access to it. So, I mean, it may or may not
So
be.
do I have to cut the grass to it?
no, it's something
And
that
it's just-
we won't have to do
we just-
anything with.
Yeah.
Just as long as nobody complains about the weeds.
You feel better?
You can't even see it.
We won't have to do anything with the property.
Well, I tell you what, before we even make a decision, we need to find out exactly how much it's gonna cost. Because remember last time, they doubled it at the last minute. Get an exact price, so call the county, get an exact price on it, and See if, you know what, I'll see if I can find, county maps that show whether or not it does have access along M19 or not, because that'll make all the difference in the world.
I was heard landlocked, so.
Yeah, I thought it was from what they sent us, so. But we will start moving forward, looking into it, and then once we have all the information, we'll make a motion and vote on it. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Sound fair?
All right.
Okay.
Allows them-
Be good bird filing.
Other new stuff from me, I guess we've got a parade coming up this weekend, Memorial Day. Be safe, have fun, and I guess that's about it. That's all I have. You have anything, Larry?
Yeah, I want to thank the Girl Scouts for putting the flowers in the park, and I would thank the individual who donated the flowers, but I don't have a name, so.
I thought it was you.
No. Wasn't me. No, I donated,
You always donate. You donated for years.
well,
He did some donating.
I did some donating, but it wasn't that.
I've been Evelyn.
Okay, so,
March is that
anyway, I
weird.
want to thank the Girl Scouts for putting in flowers. So.
All right. Anything else?
And- No, that's all I have.
All right, Robbie.
Yeah, the flowers look nice, I was pleased to see that, and appreciate it, and, I did go to that memorial last Monday, and it was very, touching. It was very, very appreciated
Yeah.
by everybody that was there, so.
Aren't
I was
they
very
coming
proud.
from the park and stuff, from the county?
Prisoners, Thursdays and
When's
Friday.
Thursday and Friday? Okay.
They might be the ditching group.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all set.
You got anything, Frank?
Yeah, I remember back at the tree lighting ceremony in December, we talked about the flag over there being tattered. Well,
I have a brand new one.
since then, it's really gotten bad over there.
I put it up just before Memorial Day. It'll probably go up Thursday.
Okay, yeah.
That's the next sunny day.
It
supposed to-
definitely needs
What
to be
about out on the hill?
replaced.
What's that?
The one out on the hill.
Next to the tree.
It's looking.
Yeah, we didn't put that in the budget.
No.
How about our flags?
And also, it's May, motorcycle awareness month, so
6 by 10 is about.
look twice before you change lanes and come out of the side roads.
Do you have a motorcycle, Frank?
No, I
You gotta get you one.
ought to get me.
Yeah, you gotta get you one. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Scott?
100 cc.
Yeah. Can anybody make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Ours is-